Hey guys, welcome back to Disney Life Happy Wife. We're gonna do a little bullet journal overview today, and I do have a special guest here, Tiffany. Go ahead.
As she said, my name is Tiffany. My channel is Simple Wife, Simple Life. We do a lot of lifestyle, mommy hauls, vlogs on weekends, and basically just a little bit of everything. So,
yeah. So I have always been a paper planner person, as I think you guys probably know, and Tiffany wants to be really bad. Like really, really bad. So I watched Jen Ross. I think it's like an hour long.
Did we introduce you to her, or had you watched her before?
No, no. I hadn't watched her before. Well, kind of. I had seen her mentioned on the Planners Gone Wild Facebook group. Okay. Because she went to Go Wild the first year she was a speaker.
Yeah. She went 2 years.
And she went last year, and if I had known she was going to be here this year, I would have went, because it was in Nashville. It's like a second away.
Which is even like a half a second from me.
Right. I mean, honestly, if I had known that she had gone, I would have pushed harder. Yeah. But I had no idea. And she didn't want to advertise, and I get that. Like, she probably doesn't want to be bombarded. It was her first trip away from Stacey.
Yeah, she's very like sweet and introverted and quiet, and it's a lot for her. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I totally get it, but I was just a bummer because I really would have tried harder to go.
We fangirl over her. I fangirl over her organization videos. She fangirls over her planner stuff.
And her parenting videos. Yeah, like
things have changed. When I first started watching her, and my friend Kaylin with K, not Kaylin with a C. When I first started watching her, my friend Kaylin got me into her years ago. And I loved her organization, but that's like off topic.
Right, no, it's okay. Anyway, so we watched her bullet journal.
All 60 minutes.
Yeah, it was 60 minutes, and I watched the whole thing, and I just was like, you know what, I feel like I need to get back into bullet journaling, because before I had an Erin Condren, before I had a Happy Planner, before I had anything, I bullet journaled, like from the beginning.
Do you still have them?
I have the one somewhere. I bought it.
I'd be curious to see what you did back then.
It's mostly just lists, like legit, like just like, okay, here's the date, here's the list with all the little icons, because
she's speaking my language.
Ryder Carroll, when he first invented the bullet journal thing, he had just a website, bulletjournal.com. It had a little video on it. I watched it. I was like, I'm just gonna go get a notebook and do this. I think this will work for me. And that was shortly after Lucy was born. So I kept things like, even her bath, okay, crap, it's Monday, and make sure to bathe Lucy today.
That's like mom life, right? I still to this day on my reminders, because like she said, I want to be a paper planner, but I am digital by heart. And I still to this day have kids bath on my to-do list. I moved it from today till tomorrow because we have guests here, and I don't want to waste time doing a bath because that's boring. And no, my children don't bathe every day.
It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't. Anyway, and then we also bought our house at that time. So I had a whole page
fun lists.
That was like a double thing. Phil and I went through our house before we actually moved in and went room by room, living room, everything that we wanted to do to the living room, everything we wanted to do to the toy room, everything we wanted to do to each bathroom. So I need to find that book because we've done a lot of it.
But I'm sure there's stuff
there's a ton, so much that we still need to do. So anyway, so I decided, I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll get back into this, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I went from the mini Happy Planner, which you guys saw when I did Planner Favorites a while back. I was in love with my mini Happy Planner. I was like, don't need anything bigger than this. I can take it with me. Everything worked out perfectly. Well, then I went to a planner meetup with all the Michigan girls, and they gave me a bunch of free stickers, and I bought some stickers, and I'm like, I'm gonna move back into my EC that I spent way too much money on.
I bought 2 of them.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So I did for a couple weeks, as you guys saw. After that last planning fails video, the plan with me,
it was so good.
I was just like, this isn't working for me anymore. I don't know if I just don't, honestly, a lot of it is just, I don't have the time to sit down and plan out what it's gonna look like. So that is why I decided to go back to the bullet journal. So I'm gonna have Tiffany explain why she kind of wanted to go into the bullet journal, and then we'll do an overview of what we both have so far.
So mine basically started because I had a notification pop up on my phone from Pinterest, and it just said, Ashley created a new board called Bujo. And I was like, what the heck is a Bujo?
She messages me, what is a Bujo?
And so I opened it, and I was like, oh, bullet journal, which I had heard of, because I was in the paper planner world for a short period of time. I wanted to be in that so badly, and I recently did a video talking about that. But my heart always goes back to digital because it's so much easier for me, and that's just kind of my personality. I'm very type A, I'm very organized and detail oriented, and I always have my phone. I wasn't carrying my area content planner with me in my purse because it's big and it just wasn't working. So I decided, we were kind of talking about it, and she's like, I'm gonna get back into it. And I was like, well, maybe that's what I need. Because I really love paper and pen, and I needed something to kind of brain dump and just to have that feel of actual paper in front of me. Because as nice as having my lists and using OneNote is on here, I like to do lists, and I like the satisfaction of crossing something off, and just something to like, just putting paper to pen. Like, I guess is as simple as I can make that. Like, I missed that. And so we both went on the hunt for a bullet journal.
Yes.
And neither of us had luck finding one locally. I went to 4 stores personally. I don't know where you went.
I went to Michael's, I went to Hobby Lobby, and then, so I do just, I guess it's kind of regional. It's within the Tri-Cities. Like, I have 3 other girls that I meet up with at my local coffee shop, so we call it our like local planner group. Well, we decided that we were gonna do a bullet journal night that night. So I was like, crap, I need this before Friday at 6.
Yeah.
So I went to the store on Tuesday, and I'm like, crap, this isn't working. So I went on Amazon because we have Prime. And
Amazon is life.
Yes. And so I found this one, and it's super cute. It's got like little cacti all over it, and it's pink and black, and I love it. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be perfect. It was like $5.24.
Yeah.
So I could pay the $3.99 to overnight it to get it there by Friday, right? Well, here's my issue with this. It's a soft cover.
Jackson, get out of the frame, please.
You can say hi.
You can stand up.
Come say hi.
Come say hi real
That's
fast and
fine.
get it out of your system.
That's what I do with Lucy all the time. Say hi, use your words.
Hi.
This is gonna be on Ashley's channel, so you're making a special guest appearance like Mama is.
Yeah. This kid.
All right, go play, okay?
So anyway, this is really flimsy, and obviously I got $5.24 probably. It's probably worth about $5.24 is what I'm trying to say. And so the thing that is kind of cool about it is if you read the back, they must be made to order. They must be made to order. And I don't know if you can see it, but right here, it says made in the USA, Lexington, Kentucky.
Which is where I live.
Right, which is where we are right now.
Currently.
And it was on June 14th, and I needed it by, I think it was like the 17th.
Yeah.
It was the 16th.
It was like made the day she ordered it.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. And it is a dot grid, which is very nice. That's what I wanted. And it does have a little name and contact info, which I haven't filled out, so I'll show you that. And then contents. And it's got like 3 pages of contents in there, which is super nice. Yes. However, it's not numbered, which bums me out big time.
Yeah.
So, like, this is my practice run. Like, I want to see how well this works for me before I purchase something a little bit nicer. So, what did you find when you were?
I purchased something for $10 because I wanted something that would lay flat, which this is a sewn binding, so it's not the like glue bound or whatever, which that one kind of,
it does.
Kind of.
I just literally sat there the first day I had it, and I just
because I read the reviews on, because that seller has multiple designs, and I was like, well, I don't want to spend a lot of money because I know how I am with planners, and I buy them and they get used for like 2 seconds and then I stop. So this was like just under $10, and it's more of like just a black leather. It's not real leather, but it's got like a hard cover. It is the dot grid. It does have 1 bookmark, and then it has 1 pocket in the back, which I haven't used for anything, but if I were to have like little papers or receipts or something in there. And it's just the plain black, but that's what I found on Amazon, because I couldn't find anything locally. Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Target, Barnes & Noble,
Barnes & Noble had the lectern though, right?
Yes, Barnes & Noble had the lectern, or however you pronounce it, the 1917. They had the regular 1917, and then they had the bullet journal where they partnered with, what's his face?
Ryder Carroll.
Yeah. And so they had the official bullet journal as well. But I didn't want to spend $25 on something if I wasn't going to use it.
Which is where I was at. Yeah. And that's why I kind of wanted to see where this goes. My friend Rebecca, who's in my planner group, she mentioned, so she's been bullet journaling like along with her planner, her paper planners. Okay. She has a pocket one. So it's maybe like this big.
Ooh.
And she loves it. She keeps, it's everywhere. She works at Meijer, so she keeps it in her little pouch thing.
Yeah.
It's always with her. She sleeps with it on her nightstand. It has all of her like phone numbers from her phone in case anything happens. She still
I would be
has
lost.
I thought about that too when she said that. I'm like, that is a great
idea. I know
idea.
mine and my husband's, and that's basically it.
Right, me too. I know my parents just because they haven't changed in like
Yeah.
forever. But yeah, so that is something that I considered. I was like, well, maybe I'll get the pocket one. She said that she had an extra one, then she forgot it. So I was like, maybe I don't want a pocket one. I don't know. So I have thought about that size, but I kind of wanted to do the bullet journal because I wanted to do some creative things without having to just stick things. I wanted to get back into drawing. I loved hand lettering. I still love bubble letters. Like I used to do that, you know, when you're a kid, like that's what you do. So I wanted to kind of get back into that. So I'm going to show you my kind of decorative
What was
style.
that other one though? That
Which one?
The one that you said.
Oh, Scribbles That Matter.
Oh,
yes.
Scribbles That Matter.
Scribbles That Matter is the other.
This?
Yes.
Oh, why don't you take a look inside?
Why did you do this?
Read it.
Says to my bullet journal buddy, happy early birthday.
Very early.
Yes, like 2 months.
Yes.
Almost 2.5. I mean, one of the things for you before you got for yourself, get your Bujo on. Thank you.
So here's, okay, yeah, so I know she wanted a Scribbles That Matter.
Yes.
We talked, she even like talked about the colors. She's like, I don't know if I want the teal or the pink, blah, blah, blah.
You even got like, I didn't want the one that had all the crap
I figured
on
you
the
wouldn't
cover.
have.
Oh my gosh.
So,
like, I'm gonna cry right now.
I was telling
like,
Will.
I don't get emotional, but I'm gonna like cry right
This
now.
whole video, I'm like, when's the right time? And then I was afraid she saw it down here. It's been hiding here for like days. Okay, so here's the preface on that. So we were up in Michigan last week and like we sat around, we were like Bujo-ing and whatnot.
Yeah.
And she said that if her launch party for her tea business that she just started, if it was it has a pocket in it?
Yeah, it
it has a pocket in it, just like mine. So I have like a ripoff.
Right,
Scribbles That
yeah.
Matter. She said if it went successful, she was going to buy one for herself. Not to say that her party wasn't successful,
Right,
but
it just wasn't my goal.
I didn't think she had purchased one, but I was afraid that she would buy one before her birthday.
Right.
Which is in August. So I was like, I'm gonna get it for her early so that way she doesn't have to fret over whether or not to spoil herself with one. So now she has to Bujo.
I have to.
Yeah. And I was like, you're welcome. So I told Will, I'm like, I'm buying her birthday present 2 months early.
Did you look through this?
Yeah.
Oh my, it's amazing. Look,
Yeah, it's
got the key.
It's super cool.
It's got the the index, and then the back. Did you see the pen test?
Yes.
It's got a pen test page.
There's in the front, I forget where it was, right here. Tip, to avoid ruining your new journal, try out all new pens on the pen test page at the end. So yeah, so
amazing. Thank you.
she got her birthday present 2 months early.
Look at it, it's so cute.
It's so beautiful. I love it.
So now that I totally hijacked that video.
Right.
I'll put it in your diaper bag, I promise.
What? No, I don't need it in my diaper bag, but do you want to say hi real quick? Okay, say hi real quick.
Hi.
Lucy's playing with her friends.
They're playing dress up and tea party and
She's not even wearing her own clothes.
no,
Not even
they're
a
wearing
little
LuLaRoe's twirly
Yeah.
dresses. So
Anyway.
back to where we were because that just
I
seemed
was
like the
gonna
perfect
like,
entrance into that.
Thank you. So Scribbles That Matter, I was gonna say, if you didn't want to splurge, I think that yours is probably the best to start.
Yeah, it's
a
not
good start.
numbered. It's not numbered and it doesn't have the index page and stuff, but it's a good quality for $10. And Alice, I'm guessing, wants to say hi.
Yes,
real
go
fast.
ahead, Alice.
The kids have been very patient. We've
They
been
have
filming
been.
today and say hi.
Hi.
Mwah. Can you guys go play for like 10 more minutes?
No, but really, like,
This is Roger Dog. Okay.
it's so soft. This
I know.
paper. Like,
I was
I'm
like,
just
if she
gonna
already-
cry. Like, seriously.
I was like, well, if it all comes down to it,
Go play. Thank you.
I was like, if she does happen to buy one for herself, I will just keep this for myself. But
Right.
it didn't work out that way,
Right.
so I will probably end up with one if I decide to stick with. But this is, I mean, I don't feel like I need to
No.
upgrade right now. So
And the other thing that I really like about Scribbles That Matter is this pen loop.
yes, that's
So that was my biggest thing between the lectern and this.
They have 2 bookmarks.
I think so.
Yeah, it has 2.
So I think the purpose of that is to stick with your contents, or some people do an index in the back.
Yeah,
So I think that's the purpose of the 2
Yeah.
bookmarks. But
so that's kind of cool.
thank you.
So now I've been watching her make these wonderful like pages and layouts in this,
see what I've done in this book.
and she's like she's.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
yes,
show you
yes.
these, but
Oh my
like
gosh.
I've been watching her and going like, please stop making new pages. You're just gonna have to redo them.
That's that. Okay. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna show you what I've done in this. But I'm kind of excited to be able to redo some stuff.
She got to practice.
Yes.
And now she gets to practice more.
Yes. So let's pretend that this key doesn't look like I was drinking while
You're
I did
gonna
it.
hear the toilet flush on there.
So here's the key page that I did, and I practiced some habit trackers down here. I really like this. There's one that's like a little mason jar with like you could do gumballs, different colors or whatever. I liked that a lot. And I also kind of made my own. Like I looked on Pinterest, and some of the ones that I liked is, first of all, if you've watched my plan with me, you know I like to draw hearts. So I saw someone do hearts for inspirational quotes, and I thought that was cute to put in your day. Like just write something like cute.
Yeah.
And then the smiley face for something that makes you happy.
Which is always good.
Yes.
Because on days like today where they're rough, you need to remind yourself why.
But this is good. I feel very refreshed already.
Yeah.
Don't you? Yes. Okay. So I did my future log. Again, so let me just tell you about this future log. I did this at my planner meetup, and I got all the way through. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I measured everything out. I'm like, oh, I have perfectly the same amount of months as I have spaces left. This is gonna be great. I measured everything out. I forgot November. Like November just didn't exist in my world, apparently.
Yeah.
So I had to enter in November after December down here.
Because why not?
Because I mean, I had the space. What I was going to do was put birthdays down here because I don't have that many, so I was gonna leave that space for birthdays down there. So instead, they're like in this little space under the calendars.
It turned out.
It turned out. So this is a weekly spread that I tried out that I really, really liked. I kind of left this page as just like what do I want to say? Scratch pad.
Yeah, or like brain dump.
Yes, list pad, things like that. And then my daily to-do list down here. And then I also had fun doodling some little monsters and spread kindness like confetti.
Alice really liked your monsters. She saw them. She said they were very cute.
They're adorable. I should show, she could draw these.
Probably.
Like, I probably should just show her that. And so then this next upcoming week, I kind of started to do something different, which I'm really excited that I get to redo this now because look at my, they're doing so good. So here's next week. I kind of did the same idea because I really did like this. It worked out really well because I have my packing list for coming down here. I have my grocery list. And what I did with my grocery list is I kind of made it so I could do, because I do grocery shop more than once a week, so I wrote Monday at the top. Really? And then made a list. And then I could write Wednesday, make a list. Yeah. And then anything I didn't get on Monday, I would still see for when I went on Tuesday or
call
whatever.
That migrating.
Right. Yes, exactly. And so this week I also did like a tea themed because as I was starting this, I was also starting my tea business, which you guys will hear more about in another video.
Fun.
Possibly before this one goes up, we'll see.
Well, yeah, we don't know when this is.
So here is my July monthly spread. So what I did was a ray of golden sun. So in each ray over here, I will add something good every single day in July. And then I also have my monthly here. It has an at a glance of what, you know, July is. Monthly goals. This is my to-do. This is important dates. And then I threw together a little Alice quote down here that, not Alice, your daughter, Alice in Wonderland.
She thinks it's one of the same.
I'm sure, I mean it is, technically. And so I threw that there. And then I also saw this on Pinterest and I fell in love with the idea. And it worked out all right. I would say it was okay.
So now she knows how to change it.
Exactly.
For the next copy.
I'm just gonna take that, however much I was gonna spend on that, and just buy more Post-it notes to do this. So this is like a meal blank and a meal bank is what I was trying to say. A meal bank, recipe bank, if you will, and then a meal plan.
Yeah. Like
all in one. And so each of these over here are some of our favorites. And what I saw her actually do is what she did was put like common things that you wouldn't keep on hand.
Oh.
So like for this
ingredients.
Yes, ingredients. So Asian chicken noodle soup, like I'd write Napa cabbage that I put in there. Whatever the other couple things are. This is really good. Like I should give you.
She's way fancier than me in the
really,
kitchen.
really, it's just crock pot. It's super easy. You would be able to do it. You could probably do it in your Instant Pot. But and then here are things that I had pinned recently that are something new that we haven't tried yet that I want to try. And this way, if I don't like something new, I throw it away. If I like it, move it over to favorites.
That's smart.
So that's why I really liked that. And I had these page flags from Target that I had gotten at another one of my planner meetups, and I was like, what am I gonna do with these? Perfect.
Nice.
So the only thing with if you use the Target ones, they don't stick super duper well. So that's why I was kind of thinking about getting regular Post-its.
Yeah.
Because I do really like this idea. I really, really like it. And then this would stay the same. But however, as you can see, I already forgot that I had this because I wrote meal planning on next week because I don't remember anything. So
You should
there's
probably
that.
get a planner for that.
You would think writing it down normally helps me remember.
I'm stuck.
So then I also made a Disney movie list. So one of my things for the summer, or I should say for the end of the year really, because I don't think we'll be able to do it for the whole summer, is I want to watch all of these Disney movies. Like, and some of them are the really old ones.
Where are you gonna find those?
I think you can probably find them online.
Maybe.
I think it's places.
Places.
Maybe even on YouTube. You know how
Possible.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
possible. I'm figuring that is an idea. And then you might even be able to rent them from like Amazon and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe.
Because they're like the old ones.
Right,
Like things
yeah.
I'd never heard of before.
Like things predating the Three Caballeros, like all of the really old ones, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. And it's funny, the reason I got this from the Tim Tracker.
Yeah.
Like, okay, he did it, and he said some of them, they were like, meh, it's not very good. I still want to watch them for myself. So my next page is my steeped tea notes. So as I continue to learn more about the business and have goals, I will add to, I'll add to my new page because I have left pages. This,
I was with you when you did that.
yeah, so this would be a weekly cleaning, or I say weekly / monthly, because there are things in there that I would only do weekly, but some things that I would only do monthly. I haven't actually added any tasks because I really need to go through the one that was on Pinterest and decide which ones work best for us. But you'll have like little lists, like the garage one was here, and then you list them all down and you can check them off or however you want to do that. And then this one is my YouTube notes because, you know,
As we were sitting down today to like film the video over on my channel that we filmed, and then this video, she wanted to take notes, and of course I had it pulled up on like my laptop, and she's like, I need a paper copy, please.
Yeah.
So she whipped out this like, and she couldn't just make a list, she had to do like the banner. So literally killing me over here as she's making this, and I'm thinking, you're going to have this, and you're just,
guys, I can't even. I just can't. So quickly, I'm gonna go over my supplies, and then I want you to talk a little bit more about.
Yeah, I don't have nearly as much as her because I'm very simple, which you'll see. Not that she's complicated.
Right. It's just the way it is I want my paper planners to stay decorative and stay a hobby that keeps me a little bit busier.
Yeah.
So that is my different approach to it. So my number one.
You need one of those though, because this is all I have.
My number one favorite bullet journal tool is this tiny little 6-inch.
Where'd you get that?
Michael's.
Okay.
I think it was $2.99 because it is metal.
Yeah.
And it does have this cork on the bottom, so that way you're not scraping it against your paper.
Oh.
And then it also helps so it doesn't slide against it. So that is my number one. This was over in the drafting, like art supplies.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Where I also found this.
I also need that.
Like here, you can see it nicely there. The different circles for your habit trackers, or however you want to go about, you know, however you want to use the circles. No one's ever going to be able to draw a perfect circle. There's so many different ways. Some people do this like a weekly of how they spend their time. Like that is too much. That's too complicated for me. I can't even read that, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Let's be honest with the circles that you did.
I filled it one day. So we're getting there. We're working on it. My other supplies that I really like are my microns, which I bought a 3-pack of the Micron 01, the 03, and the 05, which I already had a couple 05s, but I wasn't sure which one I would like the best, so I tried all 3. I think this was, the 3-pack was on sale at Michael's for $6.
Yeah, because I saw it that same day when I was looking for a journal.
And I bought this pen, like this one pen, for $3.49.
Is that the .25?
No, this is the 3, this is like the bigger one.
Oh, I need the smaller one. You'll see what I use in a minute, but I need a smaller one.
This Micron 01 is my absolute favorite pen of all time ever.
Is that the .25?
Yes, it's the .25.
You keep calling it a 01, and I'm really confused what that means.
See?
I see that now, but I don't know what that means.
I don't know why they call them, like, have that. So this is
like some pens are like, it's an AF72.
I know. No, I know. The Pentels and the Faber-Castells were very confusing to me. This one is pretty, like, the Micron 01 is a .25 millimeter tip. That is my favorite. The Micron 03 is a .35, which you would think there wouldn't be that big of a difference.
There is.
And I write big anyway, so trying to write tiny on these pages is very difficult for me.
I write small and it's difficult for me.
It's hard. It depends on what pen works best for you. But this is my favorite. And then I also happened to find this really nice pencil in my bedroom. Like literally it was next to my wardrobe, like on the floor. I'm like, I've never seen that there. I don't know how long it's been there. It was probably Phil's and I stole it. So this is a Pentel E Sharp 05 and I really like it. It's got a nice size eraser. And what I like about it is it's not one of,
It had an eraser cap.
It's not one of those ones that you, the click ones down there, because I always hit it and then it makes it, and it drives me nuts. For coloring in my bullet journal, I'm a big fan of those super tips.
I need those.
Crayola super tips.
They're on my wish list.
I really like the pale ones because they are almost like the mild liners that people use, but they're not $16.
I thought she was using highlighters, and she's like, no, those are Crayolas.
Right.
So I need to get some of the super tips because they almost write like a transparent type of, like you can see the ink through it still. Yeah. So it's not super dark. It doesn't bleed through the paper from what I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, and it definitely won't in that one. Guys, so, I can't.
She's gonna want a Bujo all day.
I'm like, we're gonna have some wine.
We're gonna have a Bujo party.
We're just gonna stay here and kick the kids out. Like, just stay on this.
I feel like the kids are probably like, we're like, can we have a half hour to film 2 videos? It's been like an hour and 20 minutes.
But you know what? They're alive. And you know what? I think they needed that time away from us too.
We're gonna tell ourselves
that. Anyway, so go ahead and show them.
I don't have much because, like I said, I keep it simple. My take on what I'm putting into my bullet journal is mainly for the lists, because all of my important stuff is kept digital because I have it with me everywhere. But this did not come with an index, so I did do an index page, and I am embarrassed to admit how long it took me to write index up here.
But it's so cute.
In any sort of writing that wasn't just my regular handwriting. And then I left 2 extra pages just because.
Index.
Yeah, this is my future log. Very like point blank.
Simplistic.
Yeah.
Minimalist.
I messed up a week in October because I forgot the 22nd because I was talking to Ashley when I was writing this, and I was like, I just missed the 22nd. But I did write basically all the birthdays. We have a very big family, and I have personally 12 nieces and nephews with a 13th on the way. So we have lots of birthdays to remember. And then I do want to do some cute fun things in here, like the motivational and some trackers and stuff. So I found on Pinterest something called 6-word stories, and it's based off of Hemingway's 6-word, they didn't call it a story.
I think it's tale.
Yeah, 6-word tale, which is for sale, baby shoes never worn. And if that doesn't give you chills, you're probably not a mother.
Right, seriously.
But like it's trying to capture as much emotion in as few, in 6 words.
6 words, yeah.
And so I did this cute little drawing of like a cactus. I'm not creative and I don't doodle. So the fact that I doodled anything on there was something. But I was like,
so cute.
But then I was like, but I just put a cactus on this page. Like, what does a cactus have to do with anything? So then I was like, I need to come up with a 6-word story that involves a cactus. So this is what I came up with. She left her cactus. I cried. You don't know why she cried.
Yeah.
He, she, it. You don't know. Why'd she leave her cactus behind? Probably because it didn't need to be watered. It's cactus. But you don't know. So I left that for kind of like a fun page, just to kind of like, when I was younger, I considered myself a writer, which is really kind of funny now, but like I wrote a lot of poetry. I had a few published poems, so I like that creative aspect, and I feel like I need to jog that to keep that alive. This was another idea I got off Pinterest. It's a sleep tracker. Yeah. So I will start in July. And then, so it's got the hours across the top and the days down the side. And then naps, which is really kind of hilarious because I don't really nap, but I was like, that's how they had it set up. And I was like, I'll do it anyway. And you just kind of shade in like a bar graph of how many hours you got, just to kind of see. And I have a Fitbit which tracks my sleep and my quality of sleep. So I don't even have to sit down every night and do this. I can do it like on a weekly basis and just kind of shade in as I go. And then this is literally my last page that I filled in because that's as far as I got. But this is how I'm gonna do my like daily to-do lists. So it is check boxes. I planned on doing the weather up here above some of the, like I have my water tracker and some like supplements that I take. I've got my to-do list. I did this whole page all at once because the way I plan on doing it, like you do every day of the week. She writes like Monday through Sunday because like said, I mean, if you don't write down dishes, they're not getting done.
Exactly.
For me, it's just built into my personality. Like, I know that that stuff's gonna get done. But we had gotten back from traveling. The kids and I had been out of state for like something
Forever.
like 9 days out of the past 15. So we weren't home for very long. And so we got back and I felt like I had so much to catch up on. So I split it across these 3 days and I wanted to make sure. So I plan on using it for those moments in my life that are feeling hectic and stressful so that I can just make sure I'm keeping things straight. And I'm sure I'm gonna have other like, I'll have like the motivational,
Right.
like either quotes and the things that I'm happy for and grateful for. But this just happens to be how far I got over the weekends. Cause we just started these like a week ago, roughly.
Yeah.
For supplies, I have my Erin Condren roll, which you can't really see. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see it. She's smarter than I am. That's why we keep her around. This is just the ruler that clips into the Erin Condren Life Planner. It's the only ruler I had. Will probably has something like what she uses because he was an art student in high school and he did graphic design and visual communications in college, and he had to buy a ton of art stuff for those classes. So I need to look through all of his art stuff. But for right now, I just use this, but I don't like it because it has a rounded edge, and when you're trying to do a straight line, you like dip over the,
Yeah.
so I need something straight.
That's why I bought this one.
My favorite pens are, this is the Brilliant Color Tri Plus Fine Liner Stetlers, and this is a decent, to me, pricey set of pens. I think I probably paid $20 or $25 for this. But I love it. And I bought this when I was doing my Erin Condren stuff, and they're 0.3 millimeters, so they're very fine tip, but I like that. I do need to get one of the Micron 0.25s though. I wrote with that and I was like, I didn't think there was going to be a difference. I was like, well, I already write with a 0.3, but there is a difference.
I don't even understand it either.
So I need to get one of those. And then I also have just a regular mechanical pencil to kind of do my layout before I go over it with pen. Other than that, those are my supplies. Like, that's what I use right now.
That's all. Honestly, all you need to start a bullet journal is a notebook and a pen.
Yeah.
That's it.
And probably a ruler. I mean, you don't need it, but
I mean, if you weren't even gonna do layouts and you were
Yeah.
gonna do it the traditional bullet journal, that's
Yeah.
all you need. And something that Jen Ross said that I feel is very important to repeat over and over and over is it is just a notebook. So if you mess up, if you forget to write in it for a month, it doesn't matter because it's just a notebook.
she's told me that multiple times over the past week.
Just saying, it is. It's just a notebook.
Very high anxiety over here.
But I feel like that was pretty much it. We covered it all.
Yeah.
If you have any questions about bullet journals or comments or anything, leave it down below. Give us a thumbs up. If you want to join our family, please subscribe. We'd love to have you. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.